What is the one thing about yourself you avoid facing when no one is around? Not the version you post online. Not the confident tone you use at work. I'm talking about the reflection that shows up in silence, late at night, when there are no distractions left. Imagine walking into a quiet room and seeing 4 different mirrors in front of you. Each one looks ordinary at first, but each holds a different emotional truth. One reflects a fear you've buried for years. Another reveals a loneliness you pretend doesn't affect you. The third shows a strength you've never fully claimed. And the last one exposes a desire you've been trying to control. In a moment, you'll choose one mirror numbered 1 through 4. Don't overthink it. Just go with the one that pulls you in. According to Carl Jung, what draws us or unsettles us isn't random. It's a signal from the unconscious. A glimpse of the shadow, the hidden self, the part of you that shapes your decisions without you even realizing it. Stay until the end, because no matter which mirror you choose, you won't lose. Each reflection carries a lesson, and one of them may reveal exactly what your rational mind has been trying to hide. If you chose mirror 1, you were drawn to the reflection of hidden fear, not weakness, but the quiet anxiety you've learned to manage so well that most people would never suspect it exists. This mirror represents the part of you that overthinks before speaking, that replays conversations in your head, that prepares for rejection before connection even has a chance. On the surface, you appear rational, composed, independent. But underneath, there's a constant question: what if I'm not enough? According to Carl Jung, what we suppress does not disappear. It waits in the unconscious, shaping behavior from the shadows. Mirror 1 reflects your relationship with control. You try to predict outcomes. You analyze people. You guard your emotions carefully, not because you're cold, but because you've learned that vulnerability can feel unsafe. This fear may have started years ago, maybe in a moment where trust was broken or your voice wasn't heard. Instead of collapsing, you adapted. You became sharper, more observant, more self-reliant, and that strength is real. But here's the part most people miss. The same defense that protects you can also isolate you. The lesson of mirror 1 is not to eliminate fear. It's to integrate it. Jung believed individuation happens when we stop running from the shadow and begin understanding it. Your fear is not proof that you are fragile. It's proof that you care deeply. The question is, will you continue letting it silently dictate your choices, or will you confront it consciously? Stay with this thought, because the next realization may challenge the way you see your independence forever. If you chose mirror 2, you were drawn to the reflection of emotional isolation, not physical loneliness, but the deeper feeling of being surrounded by people and still feeling unseen. This mirror represents the part of you that functions well in social settings, that knows how to smile, contribute, and even lead conversations, yet quietly wonders why true connection feels just out of reach. On the surface, you appear socially capable, maybe even charismatic. But internally, there's a subtle distance you keep from others. According to Carl Jung, the persona, the social mask, helps us adapt to society, but when we over-identify with it, we lose touch with our authentic self. Mirror 2 reflects your relationship with belonging. You've learned how to fit in. You understand social behavior, emotional cues, and unspoken rules. But fitting in is not the same as being known. Somewhere along the way, you decided it was safer to show only certain layers of yourself. Maybe you feared judgment. Maybe vulnerability felt risky. So you curated your personality, polished, intelligent, controlled, and people respond positively to that version. Yet something still feels incomplete. The lesson of mirror 2 is integration. Jung believed psychological growth happens when we reconcile the persona with the true self. Your loneliness is not a flaw. It's a signal. It's pointing to parts of you that want expression beyond performance. The question is not whether others accept you. The real question is, are you allowing yourself to be fully seen? Stay with that discomfort, because what you discover next could redefine how you approach relationships, authenticity, and emotional connection in your life. If you chose mirror 3, you were drawn to the reflection of untapped power, the version of you that senses there is more inside, yet hesitates to fully step into it. This mirror represents ambition mixed with restraint. You know you are capable of more, You feel it in quiet moments, that internal push toward growth, leadership, independence. But something holds you back. Not laziness, not lack of intelligence. It's deeper than that. According to Carl Jung, we often repress not only our weaknesses, but also our strengths, because power changes identity. And identity feels risky. Mirror 3 reflects your relationship with potential. You may downplay your talents to avoid standing out. You might delay big decisions because success brings visibility, and visibility brings responsibility. There's a hidden fear of becoming too much, too confident, too ambitious, too different from the version people expect you to be. So you operate slightly below your full capacity. You stay competent but not extraordinary. Safe but not fully expressed. And most people would never notice. The lesson of Mirror 3 is about individuation, the process Jung described as becoming who you truly are. Growth requires shedding old roles. It requires accepting that some relationships may shift as you evolve. Your hesitation is not weakness. It's awareness of transformation. But here's the question that matters. Are you protecting your comfort, or are you delaying your evolution? The power you sense is real. The potential is not imagination. Stay with this realization, because what you do next determines whether your strength remains hidden or finally becomes visible to the world. If you chose Mirror 4, you were drawn to the reflection of suppressed desire, the part of you that wants something intensely but has learned to silence it in order to appear rational, responsible, or emotionally controlled. This mirror represents longing, not impulsive craving, but a deep psychological pull toward a different version of your life. Maybe it's a career change. Maybe it's a relationship you never pursued. Maybe it's a side of your personality you've kept hidden to avoid judgment. According to Carl Jung, what we repress does not disappear. It accumulates energy in the unconscious, influencing behavior in subtle but powerful ways. Mirror 4 reflects your relationship with authenticity. You've convinced yourself that discipline means denial, that maturity means restraint, and while self-control is strength, chronic suppression creates inner tension. You might feel restless without knowing why, irritated by small things, drawn to people who embody the freedom you secretly crave. Jung described this as projection, when we see in others what we have not allowed in ourselves. The desire you push away does not weaken, it waits. The lesson of Mirror 4 is integration, not indulgence. Psychological growth happens when we consciously examine our desires instead of fearing them. Your longing is not a flaw in your character. It is information about your unrealized identity. The real question is not whether you should act impulsively. It's whether you're brave enough to understand what your desire is trying to teach you. Stay with this reflection, because acknowledging it may be the first step toward becoming more whole, more aligned, and more psychologically free. No matter which mirror you chose, fear, isolation, untapped power, or suppressed desire, the most important truth is this: your choice was not random. It revealed a psychological pattern already active in your life. The reflection you felt drawn to points toward a part of your unconscious asking for awareness. And awareness is where transformation begins. In analytical psychology, real growth does not come from pretending to be perfect. It comes from integration, recognizing the shadow, understanding the persona, reclaiming hidden strengths, and confronting emotional blind spots with honesty. Every human being carries contradictions, strength and insecurity, independence and longing, control and vulnerability. The goal is not to eliminate one side, but to bring them into balance. When you understand the emotional pattern influencing your decisions, relationships, and habits, you gain something powerful: choice. You stop reacting unconsciously and start responding intentionally. That is psychological maturity. That is self-awareness. That is individuation. So here is the final question. Will you ignore what this reflection revealed, or will you use it? The mirror does not define you. It informs you, and the moment you become conscious of what was hidden, you reclaim control over your behavior, your relationships, and your personal growth. True confidence is not about perfection. It is about integration. And the deeper you understand yourself, the less you are controlled by what you refuse to see. If this psychological test made you reflect on your personality, hidden emotions, or unconscious patterns, make sure to subscribe right now so you don't miss the next deep dive into human behavior and self-discovery. This channel is dedicated to analytical psychology, personality insights, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness based on the ideas of Carl Jung. And the next video might reveal something even more powerful about your shadow, your habits, or your relationships. Hit the like button if this mirror test challenged the way you see yourself. Your support helps this content reach more people who are searching for real psychological growth and deeper understanding of the human mind. Now I want to hear from you. Which mirror did you choose? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Comment the number below and share whether the interpretation resonated with your personality. If you watched until the very end, drop your number in the comments so I know you made it all the way through. And don't stop here. Click the video on the screen right now to continue exploring your unconscious patterns, or dive into the full psychology playlist for more personality tests and behavioral analysis designed to help you understand yourself on a deeper level.